Creator Clash is an annual charity boxing event set up by iDubbbz and his wife where content creators from all over the internet come together to raise money for charities of their choice. On the surface, it's a noble venture to have fun, come together as a community, and raise money for those that need it. Unfortunately, there's always a shadow looming beneath even the mightiest of flames. And just to clear things up, in this case the shadow would be Sam Hyde. Now, if you don't know, Hyde is responsible for the cult classic $1 Million Extreme, a very popular Adult Swim sketch comedy show. However, it was cancelled because Hyde is a very controversial person. You can search that stuff up for yourself. All that matters in this case is iDubbbz had a one-sided vendetta against Hyde for close to half a decade for striking a Kickstarter critique video where Hyde unfairly struck his video down. This next bit is a bit speculative, but in 2022, Hyde leaked iDubbbz's documentary on him, where we find out iDubbbz was only making the video as a hit piece to paint Sam Hyde as a washed-up loser, also probably to gloat. But Hyde turned the table immediately by revealing that all the weird stuff was staged, and ultimately iDubbbz was the one left with egg on his face. Fast forward to Creator Clash 1, Hyde trains Harley from epic mealtime and in a way turns Harley into an actual beast who dominates his opponent. A respectable beast, but a beast nonetheless. Anyways, Hyde ends up buying 10 front row seats at the event, spent thousands of dollars, all for charity and for the support of the fighter he helped train. But iDubbbz told every single guard to make sure Hyde didn't even come close to the front door. And mind you, this was all last minute. He didn't go behind the scenes and say, "Look, Sam, I don't want you here." No, he just told the guards right when the event started, "Don't let this guy in. He already paid, but don't let him in." Hyde was rightfully upset, but inevitably got a refund. Fast forward to Creator Clash 2, Froggy Fresh, a YouTube legend who's been around for just about ever. He follows in Harley's footsteps and trains with Sam Hyde. It's all well and good until Froggy Fresh starts talking about his opponent, Chris Raygun.
Substantial evidence that Chris Raygun is now on Adderall. Yo, young man. Amphetamines couldn't save Hitler, and they can't save you either. On April 15th, if I don't hurt you beyond what anybody could have imagined, I will be so disappointed in myself that I will subscribe to Anissa's OnlyFans.
For the trash talk to make sense, you gotta know Chris and Anissa, iDubbbz's wife, used to have a podcast together. I'm not making any accusations. It's not uncommon for men and women to have platonic friendship, but I can understand how if you see certain clips, you can make those assumptions. Anyways, Froggy's comment was mainly harmless, but an account on Twitter had more than an adverse reaction to the trash talk. The account called Froggy an imp with brain damage and a shriveled and said Froggy should be removed from the card. Now, normally the words of a random Twitter users don't matter, but in this case, it's widely believed the account was Anissa's mom. Froggy then responded to who he believed to be Anissa's mom in a genuinely respectful way. I honestly don't know how anyone could be offended by this.
Anissa's mom is saying, hoping that somebody replaces that imp. Now I go into Google to see what imp was, and they said it's a small devil. Now, I got saved by the Lord and baptized when I was about 7, so I don't know what she's talking about. But I can tell you this is a charity event. So if Anissa's mom is going to be coming up in here talking garbage about me when she don't know a darn thing about me, I don't appreciate it. We're trying to raise money for charity. If someone can come get her and take her home, give her a coat and take her home. Because I'm just trying to raise money. Thank you.
All he said was, "I don't have brain damage and watch your language." That's it. But to the surprise of many, myself included, Froggy was dropped from the card 3 weeks before the event. Many believe he was booted because he trained with Sam Hyde. Others believed it was because of the Twitter spat. The timing kinda lines up with the latter. Regardless, everyone on this card spent actual months of their time training, promoting the event, time they could have spent making videos, pursuing their hobbies, even promoting their own charities. So for Froggy to be booted without even a warning, it's an actual spit in his face. It's disrespectful, and in my opinion sends an awful message that every creator is interchangeable and just a toy they can throw away when they stop liking them. Later, after the tweet announcing his departure, Keemstar hosted a Twitter space where Harley, Sam Hyde, Mudahar, Froggy, and Gideon talked about the situation. Harley made his opinion known that Anissa and Ian aren't the bad guys the internet are speaking them out to be. It wasn't cool for Froggy to mock Anissa, even if it was light, and it's not a right to be on the card, it's a privilege. And to an extent, I can agree with that, you know? Later on in the night, Dadbot, a pretty weird yet very interesting YouTuber, made a tweet basically saying to ignore all the internet slime lords. I kind of like that term, actually. Anyways, Sam Hyde then challenges him to a boxing match and stakes roughly $500,000 towards the charity of his choice. But Dadbot declines the offer and completely wiped his Twitter account. And it's escalated to a point where Froggy has clearly stated that there is a legal threat looming over him. Keemstar then hosted another Twitter space where he talked about the whole situation again, and ultimately Mudahar from Some Ordinary Gamers decided like, hey, you know what, I'm gonna help you with your legal fees, which is an amazing thing. And then because of all of this, Keemstar and Sam Hyde were like, you know what, we're gonna make our own Creator Clash, but better. In my opinion, it's kind of funny that they're gonna do a charity boxing event out of spite. It's just, it's dumb, whatever. This whole situation can be resolved with a single phone call.